Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they don't have better security.
New developments late this afternoon. Fargo police released 2 surveillance pictures of the suspect they believe broke into the Roger Maris Museum early Tuesday. Thank you for joining us tonight. Fargo police point out that there's a patch on the left shoulder of the suspect's shirt or jacket and no patch on the right one. It was just before 3 a.m. that this person broke into the mall, then the museum exhibit, stealing an MVP plaque and the S. Ray Hickok belt. Mall officials report today they have a guard stationed 24/7 outside exhibits, and they're exploring new long-term security measures. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric asks the question, does there need to be more security around such high-value items?
Someone stole a piece of Fargo, smashing into the West Acres Mall and making off with a Roger Maris MVP plaque and the S. Ray Hickok Award.
Security of a building is only going to keep somebody out for so long, depending on how willing they are to get inside. So it just depends on how tenacious they are and how badly they want something that they're after.
So I guess why wouldn't somebody want to steal that? I mean, it's a weird item to steal, but maybe I watch too much TV, but that always seems to be the kind of thing people go for.
And with mall officials reporting upwards of 6.5 to 7 million people a year flowing past the exhibits, it's a wonder to some that there haven't been more issues in the more than 3 decades the memorabilia have been displayed.
That's a lot of people. So if you get 1 bad guy out of 1 million people, you get 7 bad guys in a year.
Jeremy Halderman owns Cardboard Kings in Moorhead, showcasing a number of Roger Maris cards.
They essentially not only stole from the Maris family and from the mall, they stole from you, they stole from me, they stole from her, they stole from everybody in Fargo Moorhead. You know, and I'm sure it's now going to change the experience out there at the mall. You know, you're probably going to walk by and there's probably going to be a security guard now every time you walk by. You know, it's just sad. It's really sickening. It's frustrating.
Halderman says while it might be worth tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars monetarily, there's no price tag for the pride factor felt by many in the FM community. He adds it's not just law enforcement on high alert.
Anybody in the industry now, when you buy anything like that, you know, whether it be a ball or a jersey or a hat or a bat, is going to ask for a letter of provenance. Anybody. Really? You know, so they're going to want to know where you got it from, how much you paid for it, who you got it from, full 9 yards. That thing it's blacklisted now forever. You'd never, ever be able to sell that thing.
Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The FBI says they're not involved in the investigation at this time, but they are ready to help if needed. A jury trial has just wrapped up for a man accused of attempted murder in connection with a shooting at a Dilworth apartment complex. A jury has found Lloyd Johnson guilty of all 6 second-degree attempted murder charges. Police say back in October, multiple people dressed in black and wearing masks came to the front door of the apartment complex and tried to break it down. Officials say no one was hurt, but several shots were fired at the people inside the home. Johnson will be sentenced at a later date. We're learning new information about an ATV crash in Minnesota Lakes Country that injured multiple kids. Authorities now say 9 children with ages ranging from 6 to 11 were aboard the ATV before it crashed. The sheriff's office says the accident happened last night in Becker County, south of Park Rapids. An 11-year-old boy was driving a side-by-side ATV when he swerved to avoid hitting a dog. The ATV tipped on its side, injuring the children on board. After several days of stormy weather, we're back to being dry, and there's plenty of sunshine for a backyard barbecue. Let's get tonight's forecast from Hutch Johnson, who's standing by in a Fargo neighborhood. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. Mother Nature has turned the spigots off after some very heavy rain across the area over the last 24 hours and parted the clouds for another backyard barbecue. Here's what we're looking at and what you can expect this evening. Radar does look pretty active out to the west and far east toward the Twin Cities and western portions of Wisconsin where thunderstorms roam. But for us, very quiet for our evening. So our planner looks like this. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s for the next couple of hours, and I anticipate a little bit of a breeze out here to continue from the north at around 10 miles per hour. We will slip down into the 60s for a comfortable evening of sleep, and it looks like for the entire evening we stay dry. Joining me now is a big winner, Sharon Lane. You signed up where to win the backyard barbecue?
I signed up over in the Fargo store.
Okay, at Cashwise?
Yes, please.
Where in the store was it?
It was in the meat department.
Okay, now you invite a lot of friends, family, or?
I invited several of our neighbors and some of my coworkers.
Well, I hope you told them to bring their appetite.
Well, I certainly did. I can't believe how generous you are, so thank you very much.
Well, this is fun. It's always fun to get out and about and spend some time in someone's backyard eating a steak. I never turn that down. So we'll have more on your forecast for the weekend ahead. It looks like more thunder and some heat in the forecast. And I'll have details on that. We'll check in with Cashwise here in just a few moments. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Hutch. It was a wet ride last night for many of you in the FM area, and now auto repair shops have a lot of work on their hands. Drivers found their usual routes covered in water from the absolute drenching that also produced some hail. All that water ended up stalling several vehicles when drivers tried their luck at going through the high water, like the ones you see here. But they weren't as lucky, so it's going to cost them a lot of money.
It's about a $4,000 to $5,000 engine exchange or replacement. However, we have seen a $10,000 engine in a newer Volkswagen. Year, make, and model makes a big difference.
Arneson says even if you make it through the water, there's a chance your floorboarding might get wet, which can also be a costly fix. His advice, don't drive in high water if you can avoid it. Demolish or rebuild? Those are the two options the Bison turf owner Pete Sabo will have to make within the next few weeks. A new sign on the turf deems the building dangerous and forbids anyone from entering. City officials tell us the rumored September return is unlikely. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating a wrong-way crash on I-29 that ended in the death of one man. It happened around 10:30 last night, about 6 miles south of Fargo. Troopers say 63-year-old Dennis Herr was driving in the wrong direction in the northbound lane when he hit a guardrail. Minnesota Congressman Colin Peterson says there's no political reason he didn't go to the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. He says it's just not his thing, and he has his own race to deal with. As for the presidential race, Peterson says he hasn't yet made up his mind how involved he'll be with that in the state's sprawling 7th district.
I'm going to spend some time listening to people and, you know, what they think about the situation now that the convention's over with. And, there's been years where I haven't taken a position on the presidential before, and that could happen again.
Peterson says he hasn't sorted out yet which candidate would be better for agriculture. More people are choosing to call North Dakota home, and in 13 years, the state could see a major increase in population. NDSU researchers conducted a study that projects the state will have nearly 900,000 people by 2029. That's about a 20% increase. It says the urban centers will see the most growth, while the areas around Jamestown and Valley City are expected to see a decrease in population. The first race on the track was back in 1967, and after taking 3 seasons off, fans can now see live racing once again in West Fargo. The Red River Valley Speedway has a race tonight, which starts at 7 p.m. Organizers say it's a fun family event.
The 19th should really be a big event. We're going to do a Sanders Mod Challenge, and there'll probably be 60 cars just in that particular class that night. So that'll be a huge event. So if people want to, put something on the calendar, that'd be a good night to come too.
To see the schedule or for more information, we have a link at valleynewslive.com. Just click on the hot button. What a week for football fans. Training camps are kicking off across the nation. Earlier this week, we caught up with North Dakota native Carson Wentz, who is in Philadelphia training with the Eagles. And now our focus shifts to the Minnesota Vikings, as players will report to camp tomorrow. The team's first practice will begin on Friday. Fans can watch practice sessions and get autographs from their favorite players. Both are free. The training camp is expected to run through August 9th. If you love the outdoors, you might want to consider earning a living as a game warden. The North Dakota Game and Fish Department is looking for candidates interested in a new career. And the first step in the application process is registering for a test.
Basically what you do is you apply to take the test, where in a lot of cases you're applying for the job. This you're applying to take the exam. The exam will take place in Bismarck. It's not given every August. It's only given when we have job openings.
Here are some of the requirements. Applicants must be 21 years old or older with a 4-year degree. Candidates cannot have any felonies or game violations on their record. The exam is on August 5th in Bismarck. To register, head to valleynewslive.com and click on the Hot button. Under Armour wants more women to buy its products, so it's coming to a store near you. That's still ahead tonight.
And, well, the Gardens seem to like all the rain that we got. The Backyard Barbecue says no rain, so it's quiet this evening. Your hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of the week coming up next.